Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's Success Sunday message. Happy Success Sunday. I am Tamika Isaac Devine, your work-life integration strategist and leadership mentor, founder of the Possibilities Institute, where we work with women leaders and moms, help them discover their leadership possibility, maximize their potential, and live a life that leaves a legacy. And I am taping this week's message because this week at 7:30 I am not going to be able to be live because I will be heading back from a weekend retreat here in beautiful Park City, Utah. As you can see, I'm sitting here, got the mountains behind me. It's a beautiful place. It has been an extraordinary weekend, bonding with other women leaders in government, really helping ourselves rejuvenate and revitalize ourselves to get back and do a lot of great work for the constituencies that we serve. So anyway, thank you for tuning in this Sunday. And I am going to be brief as always, but share with you a really powerful story that I heard this weekend from one of our dynamic speakers, and kind of some of the lessons that I took from her speech that really resonate with the way I live my life and success strategies that I think that you all can and should be implementing when you get stuck or when life kind of throws you a curveball. But one of our speakers this weekend was a dynamic, powerful woman in her own right, who has a degenerative condition which caused her to gradually go blind, to the point that now she is almost completely blind. But one of the things that she talked to us about was going from a sighted person to a blind person, and how difficult that was in her really doing some things and really changing the way she approached life. She was a very independent woman, very strong woman, still is a very independent, strong woman. And when she got the diagnosis and started losing her sight, she felt that she didn't want to give up that independence, and so she really struggled a lot with trying to adapt to the changes in her body, but they really weren't working for her to really operate at her fullest potential. And so she talked to us about how she ended up going and doing going to a session, an immersion session, for them to teach her how to live life as a blind person. And so she went away to this residential camp, and they taught her how to get used to operating as a blind person, how to use your cane, how to really rely on your other senses. And she talked about this one incident or one exercise where they actually take them, blindfold them, drop them off somewhere, and they have to find their way back to the original place where they were, and the parameters were they could only ask one question. And so she talked about this exercise and how she was doing this exercise the first time and got frustrated, sometimes how we do, and in the middle of it she just stopped. She just stopped trying to find her way back. And so the guide came up to her, and they told her that what does stopping do? Stopping, if you stop, then you will never make your way out of the wilderness. You will never make your way to your end goal. And it was just real powerful to hear her talk about how she kept going and she moved. And now when you see her and interact with her, you really, unless you notice her with her cane, you wouldn't notice that she was blind. She's very independent, and she works very hard and is very successful in her career. But as I was listening to her talk, I kind of came out with a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share with you for this week's Success Sunday message, and I hope that it inspires and encourages you like her message inspired and encouraged me. The first thought I had is, number one, mindset. And y'all have heard me talk about this before, how important mindset is. And so her mind she had to shift her mindset. You know, shifting from being a sighted person to a blind person certainly can be a very difficult mindset shift. But, you know, she had to realize that although, you know, she was very strong, very independent. There were certain things that she could not do anymore. Didn't mean that she was less of anything. She just had to change her mindset and approach it differently. And so I wanted to share with you that mindset, everything begins with mindset. If we have the mindset and have the thought that we can't do something, then we won't do it. But if we have the mindset that we can do it, that we can push through, that we can persevere, that we can be successful, we will do it. And so everything starts with a mindset shift. So whatever it is that you're challenged with, that you're dealing with, that you're struggling with, start with a mindset shift. Sometimes you might have to get help to shift that mindset, like her coach or the facilitator helped her and gave her some encouragement. Sometimes you might need somebody to help you shift that mindset, but shift your mindset. The second thing that I got out of that is that going back to her exercise, and when you stop, you're not going to move forward towards your goals. You've got to push through it. Stopping doesn't do anything. It just keeps you in the situation that you're stuck in. And that reminds me of, I've heard this in church a couple times, but try to make a long story short, it's an example of a man and his son driving through a storm, and the storm was so bad it was hard to see, and so everybody was pulling over under the underpass so that they could stop, but the father kept going, and finally they were out of the storm, and his son was asking him, "Dad, why do you keep going? Why didn't you stop?" And so when they got out of the storm, he went and he looked back out and he said, "Look, everyone who stopped, they're still in the storm. We're out of it." And so I love that analogy. So if you are, whatever you're in, when you stop doing something, you stop moving towards your goals, when you stop pushing forward, you don't achieve them. You're still in whatever mess you were in, or whatever situation you were in, or you're stagnant. You're not progressing. You're not moving forward. So I just want to encourage you to keep pushing, keep moving forward, and keep doing what you're doing. And then the third lesson, I guess, that I wanted to share, or third thing that kind of really resonated with me, is that sometimes, you have to change the way you approach a situation. Her going from being a sighted person to a blind person, she wasn't able to do things the way she did it before, but doesn't mean that she can't still do them. And so I just wanted to share that as well, is that sometimes we are so stuck or so used to doing things the same old way. And you hear, the saying goes, when you do things the same old way, you get the same old results. And sometimes that same old way and those same old results are just not good enough anymore. We got to change the way we operate, the way we do things, the way we move forward. And so sometimes you have to just analyze your situation and figure out if you need to approach it differently, and then what changes you need to make to really get some different results. And so anyway, that is my message for this week from beautiful Park City, Utah. I wish you all a fabulous week, a great success this week. And again, as always, if you want to connect with me, I look forward to getting your comments under this video. But if you want to connect with me, you can always learn more about me and what we do at the Possibilities Institute. One of the many hats that I wear at www.possibilitiesinstitute.com. But until next Sunday at 7:30, I am Tamika Isaac Devine, attorney, mom, wife, councilwoman, but primarily for the purposes of these videos, I am your work-life integration strategist and leadership mentor, and founder of the Possibilities Institute, where we work with women leaders and moms, help them discover their leadership possibility, maximize their potential, and live a life that leaves a legacy. And I hope that you found inspiration and encouragement through this week's message, and I look forward to connecting with you again next Sunday at 7:30. I look forward to bringing you another Success Sunday message. But again, you can always connect with me outside of these messages throughout the week, either through email or going to my website. And look forward, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be unveiling a couple more things. I've been working on some products and some services that my clients have talked to me about that I want to share with you, those who watch these videos. So again, until next Sunday, good luck. Have a very successful week. God bless, and see you next time. Bye-bye.